people pleasing has to be like the worst. Literally, like people pleasing has to be like the absolute worst. So yeah, I might have experienced people this past couple of weeks in a light that I kept so quiet, and I am almost so pissed at myself because I'm like, wait, why did I even allow all of that slide, and why was I so quiet? Hello lovelies, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Raina Bello, and if you are seeing this face for the first time, hi, I'm so excited to have you on here. Please kindly subscribe. So yeah, straight into the topic. I want to talk about people pleasing. I don't even know how I want to sugarcoat this or try to coin this into like some catchy topic. I just know that I want to talk about people pleasing. And oh my goodness, it kind of relates to like the topic that we dealt last week on like childhood baggage and how it evolves into like adulting and stuff. But you know, as much as people pleasing evolves from might evolve because some people just actually develop that ass licking habits like on their own, maybe based off of like, I don't know, circumstances and stuff. But the cocoa is people pleasing, and how much I loathe it. It is I have this dread for it, like literally, oh my god, nobody should be stuck in a phase of their life where they are just people pleasing all day long. That shit will make you shred your own confidence to pieces, will make you lose your mind, will make you almost dislike your own self. So I had a couple business with a few people over the past week, and I was just, because I didn't want to be like offensive, or because I didn't want to get on anybody's bad side, and because for some weird reasons, I don't know, I just did not want to be in that spotlight where I was termed as the bad person. I let a lot slide that I eventually had to struggle with, and eventually accounted to like a huge loss on my path. Like literally on my, was it supposed to be on my path or my part? I think it's supposed to be on my part. But you get me, like for me, it was a huge loss. Yes, people pleasing. I'm so pissed. But I mean, eventually, that's all on me. That is all on me. As much as, like I said earlier, people pleasing can stem from like, childhood. Like imagine living in a home where you, like say people that grew up in like, homes where both parents were like religious fanatics. Like fanatism was like, a huge thing in the home, and you were taught like, being reserved, being quiet, not to talk, not to express yourself. I mean, overly expressing yourself is a problem, and I wouldn't necessarily advise that anybody be like, how the Bible says doing too much, anything too much is a sin. You get, but then they somehow make that narrative turn into just keep quiet, let everything slide, just put on a smile even when you're dying on the inside. And honestly, who does this serve eventually? Definitely not you. You're the one person that people pleasing isn't serving. And then eventually, it's so funny how these people that you are people pleasing and licking their, see, eventually they're going to look at you and be like, nobody asked you to do that. Nobody asked you not to state your wants, your facts, or bring your own ideas or whatever to the table, or fight for your own your gain, your profit, or whatever. So as much as there can be a good side to like people pleasing, there can be a good side to people pleasing. Like, okay, say like in a work environment, politics plays in lots of work environments, and then you want to, I don't know, how do I put this, you have some bosses that they are just so super difficult, and it looks as if no matter what you do, you cannot just get them to like see the good in you, and they enjoy eye service, so to say. They enjoy you being all over them. They enjoy you like adoring the very floor that they work on. Actually, I'm one that actually believes that in certain circumstances, how that Yoruba adage says that to know a good fighter, a good fighter knows when to fight and when to run. So maybe sometimes, yeah, you just let things slide for people, and then, or with people, so you can just keep the sanity. But when it comes to like your personal relationship with people, like let's say, like your romantic relationship with friends, relationship with family, relationship with your lovers, yeah, I said that, your romantic relationship, I do not think you should keep quiet all the time, especially when you don't feel comfortable about something. I really do not think, being a good girl or being a nice girl. I know everybody says do not be nice, do not be a nice girl. In fact, we know a certain fellow that said, good girl no they pay. Hope you know that. I'm not saying, yeah, your good girls are amazing. You all win. We win because I'm a good girl. I'm a total good girl. But what am I trying to say? Like, being a good girl doesn't equate being stupid. It doesn't equate being dumb. And the fact that you want to be a good girl or a Christian girl, or the whole essence of being like comported and put together, it doesn't mean that you should let people like ride all over you and just get away with stuff because you want to be quiet. The Bible says, for everything there's a season, there's a time and a season. There's a time to be cold, calm, and collected, and there's a time to rub that, I don't want to say the B word, but you know what I'm talking about. There's a time to like go all in, all out, and fiery in people's faces, because you will not be the one that is about to be trampled upon. Because when you let people like, when you're just like, a broad space, there's no boundary to nothing. There's no, oh, this is where it gets with people, this is where it gets with family, this is where it gets with friends, this is where it gets with my work, I don't know, my colleagues, my work relationship with my colleagues, this is where it gets with like church people. When you just allow everybody just like find themselves littering your space, it's just, eventually you get to suffer the brunt of that. Like, it just totally, it consumes you. You start to like, you just don't feel this worth to yourself when people can just trample upon you and walk over you. And I used to say that the worst situation you could find yourself is when you dislike your own self. Like when you don't like you. If you don't like you, if you're not rooting for you, who is going to root for you then? How are you expecting anybody else to even see anything worthwhile in you? When you, that is supposed to be like the number one fan of yourself, do not even give two hoots about yourself. Because what? You're afraid to speak your mind. You don't want to offend anybody. You don't want your friend to see you as a bad person. You want to always carry the placard of, oh, I am a good girl. See my smile, I'm so nice. For how long? And then you get home, you are crying. Maybe you have like a business deal with somebody, and they are just trampling over you, getting all the benefits, enjoying kiniko, and you are just there doing, it's okay, it's fine, I'm fine, I'm all right. And then you get home, of course you're not all right, you are crying, you are sobbing, drowning in your own tears, because what? You want to be the good girl, you want to be calm and collected. That is not going to serve you, girl. You don't want to continue that way. And I don't even think this is like pertaining to just girls. I think even guys, there's some guys that are just people pleasers. Like, I've had some guy friends that they just like to greet everybody. They like to be the nice guy. They're so overly friendly. I'm like, ugh. I remember one time, my flat was just talking about it. Like, we used to know this person, and it's like just so overly friendly with like everybody, and we're like, almost like as a girl, would you marry a guy that's like overly friendly? Like, you just greet everybody, greet everyone. And I'm like, please, you cannot just be all over the place. You can't be. I'm not asking you not to be like polite and sweet to people, but remember that song says, if you are too sweet, they will lick you finish. You're gonna be licked up. I don't know why I said it that way, but honestly, I've just been like, I experienced a couple of things this past weeks. I just made me feel like I just pray so badly, like, God, help me to like figure direction, help me to figure my path. I do not want to feel the need to be so reliant on anyone that they feel they need to walk over me, and because I want to save face or save relationship, I people please, and I can't say my mind. And I just don't want to be that person. I don't want you to be that person, because I didn't even think of this topic because before I got on here. I got in my chair, my lovely chair, to talk about this. I was just pissed. I was just really pissed, and the way that I honestly felt like I was so pissed at myself for days, and then I got over it because eventually a girl asked to. I saw a cartoon of recent. Yes, I would advise that, this is like a movie recommendation from me. Meet the Robinsons. It's an old cartoon, guys, but please go watch it. It's actually interesting. I mean, that's if you're into cartoons, of course. So there was one word that was like the slogan of the main character in the cartoon, and it was keep moving forward. Have I been trampled upon? I'm gonna keep moving forward. Have I just screwed up some deal because I wanted to people please and save face? I am going to keep moving forward. Have I just shot my own self in the leg because I wanted to play Miss Nice Girl? Yeah, I'm going to maybe be sober over it for some days, mob cry, but I'm gonna get over it. And I'm going to keep moving forward. So I felt so down. I felt a type of way that I did not like, and I said I am going to talk about this, and I'm going to tell you out there. You see, it's so interesting that when you people please, when you hurt yourself to make other people happy, nobody appreciates it. Honestly speaking, that is just the gospel truth. In fact, it belittles your personality, because I mean, if you're not going to have any respect for yourself, how do you expect me to respect you? That Yoruba adage says, how the Onigba person calls their Igba is how they will help him and call it. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that in English. I don't know how to put the Igba in English. Maybe how the Calabash person puts their Calabash is how they will help him and see. Let me not screw that up. It's just saying that the way that you present a certain thing is the same way people will help you to see it. So yeah, I know I screwed up that adage, but I'm trying here, guys. So yeah, the way that you put yourself, the way that you adore the very floor that you walk on, it's the same way. Just like when they say, oh, perfect, when they say dress the way you want to be addressed, does that work? Is it the same thing? I don't know, but you shall get what I'm saying. The way you want people to perceive you is the way that you should portray yourself. Perfect. I finally nailed it. The way you want people to perceive you is the way that you should portray and carry yourself. So you know what, my point here is stand up for yourself and learn to do that as often as possible. If you feel a type of way about something, say it. Nobody's going to kill you. And especially now that one beautiful thing about, I know being an adult is crazy, it's wild, it's tiring, but one beautiful thing about being an adult is that, I mean, if you're around sane people, nobody can beat you. If you know that you're not around sane people, please, my hand is not there. But if you're around sane, calm, collected, civil people, nobody will beat you if you air out your mind. Speak up. In fact, when you start to speak up for yourself, people find it like, if you notice in a room, if there's in a room of so many people always notice the one that stands up to challenge the course of things is the one that is always like noticed first. If everybody's just in a room doing like the regular, like, okay, say like when ants are like going on like a straight line and one comes out of it, you most likely will not notice any anomaly until that particular one comes out. So what am I trying to say? When you speak for yourself, people get to see you. You get noticed. Somebody, it might just knock off something in somebody, like, oh, okay, I see you, girl, I see you, girl, like, okay, you get me. So I'm just like this YouTube thing that I do now. If I only talked about it and I never got in my lovely chair and decided to set a camera in front of myself and talk, nobody's gonna see me. Nobody's gonna see what I do. I'm just gonna keep having that idea in my head till it makes me sick. The summary of all of this is, do not let anybody walk all over you. If you do not feel great about a thing, if your spirit feels unsettling about something, please speak up. Please be the number one person to defend yourself. Do not make your walls down. Do not portray yourself to people as vulnerable and make people perceive you as somebody that lacks any type of worth whatsoever to themselves. honestly, especially for us girls. Like, for us girls, honestly, I'm one of those people that believe when they say it's a man's world. I mean, in certain ways, but still, girls run the world. But I'm not going to delve into that. But in this world where the standards are sometimes set more to favor men, as a lady, as a girl, as a mom, you should tell your baby girls, that they have to stand up for themselves. You have to speak your mind. If you're not comfortable with something, if you feel unsettling in your spirit about something, please speak up for yourself. Stand up, stand up, stand up for your rights. Do not be a dummy that can be just pushed over anyhow here and there. So yeah, this episode was more like a bit of some sort of ranting. I don't know. It's just I went through something. I felt a type of way about it, and I said, you know what, I'm going to come talk to my y'all are my besties. Yeah, so I'm going to come talk to y'all, my lovelies, and should I say it's heads up or an advice or something, or just sharing my experience with you guys. And please, whatever you do, guard your space, set your boundaries right, and always look out for yourself and speak up. I love you guys. Please subscribe. And then, yeah, please click like as well. Like when you watch, a little like, thank you. Just one tap, and that's it. So thank you very much, guys. See you in my next episode. Bye.